Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is so exciting because it's one of my favorite videos to film and to watch. I'm sorry, I need to know what you read for March and what you're about to read for April because I'm just nosy. We have our cup of iced coffee. Don't ask why it's in a mug, it's iced. This month has been the best reading month for me so far in my reading journey. I read 6, yes, you heard it right, 6 books this month. I'm so excited because this has been the best reading month so far. So many of them were 5 stars, majority of them were 5 stars. And to be honest, I kind of like when the vibes are vibing, I kind of give the 5 stars, like why not? I'm gonna go in order that I've read them. First we have Crown of Midnight by Sarah J Maas. I'm finally into the Throne of Glass universe. I read the first Throne of Glass book back in October and it was so slow for me. I was like, oh my god, I don't know if I'm gonna like this, but I know it's the first book, so I'm gonna have to power through. And then I decided to pick up Crown of Midnight. I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. I don't care what people say. Some people find it boring. I didn't. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I binged it. I think I read it in like a 3-day span. Like I binged most of the book. It was amazing. Like you get so much more of the story and you're actually starting to understand so many things, and the romance is picking up a little bit. It's giving you so much for the story and it actually made me so excited for the rest of the books. Give it 5 stars. If you ask me what the story is about, I'd be like, I don't know, because I don't know. I wouldn't know how to explain it, but I thoroughly enjoyed this and I can see why people just love it so much, and I'm only in the beginning. So 5 stars for Miss Sarah J Maas, Crown of Midnight. The next one I read, it's gonna be a little bit controversial. Oh, actually my rating might be. You just kind of have to keep up with me, okay? We have Twisted Games by Anna Huang. I read Twisted Love a year ago and I was like not vibing too much. I mean, I did like Alex. It was the entire story. I was like getting angry. I don't know why, I don't remember. It's been so long, but I just remember myself being angry. I was like, you guys are stupid. Anyway, I decided to buddy read this with my friend. I was not surprised. Like the storyline, the plot is plotting more than Twisted Love, that's for sure, in my opinion. The time jumps, again with the time jumps, like I could not connect. One thing about me is if it's big time jumps constantly, I'm not able to connect with the story or the characters. Like I can't. Even like I want to, but I can't. And this is exactly what happened with Riz and Bridget. I liked Riz. She was like touch her and you die. I liked him, but some of the spicy scenes, I was like, listen, I will devour a spicy scene. I grew up with fanfics. I'm good with the spicy scene, but these spicy scenes, some of them were a little bit cringy. I was like, who are you talking to? I ended up giving it a 3.5. I was debating between a 3 and 3.5, but Twisted Love was a 3. And I was like, it's a little bit better than Twisted Love, so I gave it a 3.5. I was not majorly impressed, but I am excited to go into Twisted Hate. I'm feeling good about the rest of the series. I wanted to get back into my fantasy game. I was in such a fantasy mood in the beginning of the month, so finally picked up Caraval by Stephanie Garber. I completely went blind on this. I had no idea what this book is gonna be about. It was just such a fun fantasy read. It kept me on my toes 24/7. The plot twists, it had me question my sanity and myself constantly. I don't know how to explain it. It's like Alice in Wonderland, Fever Dream, correct. I don't even know. It is in 3rd person, which I was like, oh, me in a 3rd person book. Why do people keep writing in 3rd person? I don't get it. But it made me so excited. I bought Legendary. And I bought it in the American covers because they're so much better than the UK ones. And the book is a little bit taller, which I like. The descriptive imaginary in this book, it made me feel like I was in the story, like I was smelling the smells in the story. I was seeing the things that they were saying. It was crazy. I felt like it was in the story and I loved it. It was quite detailed, but I ate it up. I loved it. I feel like it added to the story so much and I wouldn't have it any other way. So you guessed it, I gave it 5 stars. Loved the story and I'm so excited to get into Legendary. Some people love it more, some people love it less, so I'm excited to see what my rating is gonna be. Next, a read that I'm so excited for, which is Blackbird by Bryn Weaver. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I did not think I was gonna love it as much as I did because it is classed as a dark romance, and it is about two serial killers killing serial killers. Like, they're kind of like the good guys because they kill the bad guys, but they're still killing people, so they're still like not good. They're still obviously both of them deeply traumatized and problematic, but I guess it's for the greater good. Rowan in this book, he's psychotic, he's crazy, he's insane, and I loved every single bit of it. And Sloane, a queen, she's an icon. The way she kills people, it is a little bit of a miscommunication trope, which I didn't realize until I finished reading it for some reason. And it is time jumpy, but I just ignore that because the storyline was so good and it was so different from everything I've ever read. I actually like ate it up. I quite literally ate it up, and I gave it 5 stars. I gave it 5 stars. I could not give 5 stars for Rowan Kane. Okay, and the second one, Leather and Lark, is coming out in July, I think. You can see my annotations. Like, I loved it. I'm not gonna lie, I loved it. Next, I thought I'd go with a little bit of a different twist. I picked up You Again by Kate Goldbeck. I've only seen it once in a Goodreads review, and that's all I had to do for me to read it. It is best friends to lovers. It's like time jumping again, which I did not enjoy because again I felt like I was not that connected, but the story felt so real. The characters were so real in the sense that they felt normal, like these things could actually happen in real life, as opposed to other books that you're like, this would never happen in real life. Whereas this one, you could actually feel that this could happen in real life, and that's what actually made it beautiful. I did enjoy that part of it. They're both deeply traumatized from their past relationship. They keep finding and meeting each other in these time jumps. Like, they keep meeting each other, running into each other after 2 really bad breakups, find their way back into each other, but as best friends. Like, they're both miserable, they both have pretty much no one, so they become each other's best friends, and they just like do all those platonic things, like watching movies all the time together, going to restaurants. It made me really sad a lot of times, and the characters did piss me off quite a lot. But if you read this the first New Year scene made me fold. Loved every second of it. I did give it a 3.75 just because I did binge it. It was so good. Like, I got lost in the story so easily. The way it's written, it is written in third person again, but it's quite easy to get lost into the story. So I don't know, I was a little bit conflicted. It was a 3.75 because it did again feel so normal and so real and so heart-wrenching and so sad, but so good at the same time. And like the whole best friends of it all, I did really enjoy that. So it is a good book if you want to read it, and it is based in New York. Points for that. And then the last book of the month, it was probably one of my favorites. It was the one that I least expected to be one of my favorites. My Dark Desire by L.J. Shannon Parker S. Huntington. No, you can't make this up. So I read My Dark Romeo, which is the first one in the series, back in October, and I loved it. 5 stars. This one was a kind of a different 5-star feeling for me. I did not expect to love this as much as I did. Zach, when I was reading him in My Dark Romeo, I did not like him. I did not like any of Romeo's friends, and I was like, why would I need a book about Zach? But I did go quite hopeful about it because I really did love My Dark Romeo, and I was really hopeful that I'm gonna like this because I love the author's writing. I did finish it last night. It's still really fresh in my head, and it actually put me in such a book slump. I feel like I want to read something exactly like this, and I'm never gonna find it ever again. That type of feeling, you know, that's how you know the book was good. That's how you know it. It is a Cinderella retelling, which I love. So you have Pharaoh, who's got stepmother and the stepsisters, and let me tell you, every time I read about Vera, her stepmother, all I could think about was Jennifer Coolidge. It actually made it even more funny. It was hilarious. Loved it. I loved Pharaoh as a female character. I loved her. I'm a Zack empathizer. I loved him. I loved his story, his background, the way everything happened. You can tell why he is the way that he is, but it's such a specific, deeply traumatizing thing that happened to him to make him be the way that he is at this point in time, and the way that Pharaoh is actually helping him overcome that is beautiful. It says that in the beginning of the book, so it's technically not a spoiler, his father died. They actually are together when his father dies. So his father dies when he is with Zach, and the way that he dies, which I'm not gonna spoil, is just seriously deeply disturbing and traumatizing. For that reason, Zach can't touch people, like physically touch. He gets physically sick when he touches human flesh. That's all I'm gonna say. Beautiful. It flew. It is a 500-page romance and I read it in 3 days. Like, it flew. It was so good. I could just get lost into the story and forget that I'm reading type of good. 5-star across the board. It might have been a 6-star now that I'm thinking about it. Classed as a 6-star romance read for me. I recommend you go into the series 100%. It's so good. It's classed as a dark romance, but I don't think it was that dark. Like, it had its little moments, but it wasn't anything crazy or gory or anything. A little bit gory sometimes, but not. I'm in a book hangover because I want to read something exactly like My Dark Desire, first of all. So I don't know how this month is gonna go, but it was looking pretty ambitious again. I'm a mood reader, so I might not read a single one of these books in the month of April, I'm not gonna lie. But this is what I've been putting off for a while, or I've been thinking about picking up for a while, and I know I'm gonna read this month, and I know I need to catch up to the series as well. So first, what I'm gonna be starting tonight is Serpents in the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. This has been in my TBR for so long. I've been wanting to read this since summer, and I've been putting off buying it because I was like, the paperback sold out and they only have it in hardback until May. But then I was like, I can't wait. I can't wait. I need to read this now. But then after finishing this, I'm like, I need a dark romance. So I don't know. I am in a fantasy mood, so I might as well pick this up. I know everybody loves it. If you love ACOTAR type of thing, you would love this. And ACOTAR is what made me start reading. So it is about vampires, Hunger Game vampire type of book, which this is all I need. This is all I need. And the naked hardback for once. Stunning. Perfect. I love it so much. Speaking of dark romance, I'm really feeling it. I had this book in my TBR for a good 10 months now. Scared, that's why I've been putting it off. Like, I'm actually terrified. This book is so heavy as well because of the pages. They're like stark white, but something in me is just screaming me to read this. I don't know if it's like the dark romance that I want, like the more toxic and psychotic the better. Like, am I in that point of my life that I'm ready to pick it up? Probably. I feel like this month is gonna be the month that we're reading constantly. I'm actually itching to know about Zaid. I don't know if I'm ready. A big contestant this month, that's all I'm gonna say. Then we have Assassin's Blade by Sarah J Maas. It's what I've been telling you in the beginning, that I want to just properly get into the Fernando Glass series, and I want to read this. I know it's really sad because it has to do about her and Sam, so this is in the past. It's 5 novellas that take place in the past, and it is gonna show us how everything went down with Sam and Arabin. So I'm a little bit scared. I know it's gonna be sad, but then again I want to get it out of the way, sort of, so I can get into Air of Fire. Pretty high up on the list. I do like the way it's written because it's like 5 little novellas in one book, so I feel like it's gonna make it a lot quicker to get through. I think it's time, you guys, to read Daisy Hates The Great Undoing. I feel like I want to know more about Julian at this point in time. I want to find out more about him and read more about him because I know I'm gonna be utterly, I feel like I'm gonna love him. I read Magnolia Park's The Long Way Home, I think it was beginning of last month, and it ruined me. I was bawling my eyes out, so I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to go back into the story, let alone go back into the dark. And I'm not ready to say goodbye to these characters. Like, I don't want this to end. In my head, I still have books to read, so it's okay. The minute I finish this, I'm like, oh, it's getting real. Although we are gonna get more books about Daisy and Christian. I think it's been a long time coming with this one. The next one's a little bit of a controversial one for me. Like, I'm not actually sure if I'm gonna get into it this month, but The Finish Line by Kate Stewart, Ravenhood series. I don't even know how to explain this series. If someone asked me, I'd be like, I don't know, just read it for yourself. I read Flock and Exodus back to back in, like, I want to say October time. I don't know how I feel about this series. I don't know like if I love it or if I'm like meh, or I don't know, so much is going on in the series. I don't even know how to explain it. I don't even know what the series is about, but I love the toxicity of it. I love everything about it. The second book broke my freaking heart. Exodus, like in the middle of Exodus, I keep saying that, what happened in the book, so unnecessary. So I feel like that's why I kind of like left it a little bit. I was like, I don't want to continue the story, I don't want to know what happens. But now I feel like I'm ready to go into the finish line. I don't even know what this book is going to be about, because I feel like we got quite a lot of answers throughout the second book. What could we possibly be getting in this book to be the biggest one as well? So I'm a little bit confused, but I do kind of want to finish the trilogy because I keep seeing TikToks about it with all these sad songs, Elementary in the Graveyard type of songs, and it actually makes me cry. I am going to Greece this month, so I would want like an airport slash holiday read. I think we're going with this, Happily Never After by Lynn Painter. It's a new release. I'm so excited. I love Miss Lynn Painter, and it's such a short and I'm assuming sweet read that is gonna be so easy to get through and get into the story, and like not so much brain power going on. I'm really excited to read it. And it's probably gonna be my airport read. Me in the airplane, like this month, 8 March, freaking 8. It was so fun. Excuse me, girl. And I'm actually like obsessed. Like all these reads, I'm so happy I read every single one of these books. I'm so excited to get into April with all these. I don't know, like this month may ruin me emotionally, but as we're getting into summer, you guys, we're getting back to the cowboys. Miss Elsa Silver, we're finishing the series. Miss Abby Jimenez, Miss Emily Henry with a new release. We're getting back into it with them books. I'm so excited because I have all of Emily Henry's books, and I've only read Happy Place when it came out last summer because I feel like there's summer books in my head. Like I have to read them in the summertime, along with the cowboys. You can't see them, but they're there. Thank you so much for watching this week's video. Give this video a like, subscribe down below, and let me know what you read and you want to read in the month of April. Love you.